Welcome to Geeks Corner. I'm Mr. Daps.
I'm Katie.
And we're so excited that you're here on the last Tuesday of May.
Yeah, that is true, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. I only know that because yesterday was Memorial Day, and that's on the last Monday of May. So it makes it easier to... I was like, well, it's still May, so it has to be the last one.
You're so smart.
Once in a while. The Navy Band Southwest was at the Memorial Day flag retreat ceremony yesterday, and it was a lot of fun to see. And it's always one of those dichotomies of they do really cool and exciting things on Memorial Day, but by its nature, Memorial Day is not a fun holiday, even though we kind of make it with hot dogs and barbecues and all those fun jazz. But it's really, honoring those who have given the ultimate sacrifice for their country. And so it was kind of one of those weird things of like, oh, that's cool. We got fireworks and we got all these cool things. And really, we should just be taking our hats off and standing solemnly. But I applaud Disney for doing all of that, and I think that is a good way to honor them, and it brings people together.
Can I ask a lighthearted question?
Yes.
That might not be that lighthearted. I don't know. People that are in like Marine Band, Navy Band, what have you, do they go through like basic training? Mm-hmm. Like if they needed to serve, they could serve?
Absolutely. Yep.
So they're just like really talented musicians who also...
Mm-hmm. Double threat.
That's crazy.
All right. It's that time.
Thanks, Dad. Thanks, Mr. Daps. Thank you, Mr. Daps. Thanks, man.
I'm always a little bit bummed.
It's time to talk about Muppets.
A little bit bummed when it actually works now.
I'm glad it worked.
I'm glad
sure
it works.
The syncing is
just...
off, but that's fine. All right. Sweetums was the Muppet of the week. What do we think? Who is this week? I see Scooter for sure from Itzy. I see Stadler and Waldorf from Clocky until the 4th of July.
I'm going to say... say Lips. It's one of my fallbacks.
Do we already have Lips?
I don't think we have.
Okay. I'm going to go back to Bubba the Bear.
Okay.
I'm hopeful that would happen at some point.
Maybe, because maybe they watch the show. Maybe they're like, those Geeks Corner people really wanted Sweetums. We have to give it to them.
Maybe. Or just because Clocky did.
Yeah. I will say next week, I'm probably going to say Bean Bunny or Waldo C. Graphic. We'll see. Because that'll be before Muppet Vision closes.
I mean, honestly, that would have been the week I would have picked Sweetums.
But
or Eugene. Like
Sweetums isn't...
Sweetums has a huge role in Muppet
does.
Vision. Some would say one of the most important. You could also... Have we already had Swedish Chef? Because he has a big role, too.
I think so. Nah. You couldn't hit me with a cannon?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going to say for next week. This is just preemptive.
Bean has already been honored.
So next week I'm going to say Waldo C. Graphic.
Okay.
Unfortunately, my absolute
Bean Bunny was Easter.
Least favorite
That's
Muppet
right.
is Waldo C. Graphic. In some ways, I think Muppet Vision 3D would be better without...
What about Miss Piggy for next week? I know this is about this week, but like, because she has the big solo number.
A little dream of me.
I mean, I could see that.
Yeah. That actually is...
Or Rizzo the Rat. Hello, welcome to my park. You know that? You know that part?
Do you know that part?
Yeah.
Okay, you know that part?
No.
Hello, hi, how are ya?
Swedish Chef has always been honored. That's true. He's
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, those are our predictions for this week.
So I said Lips for this week.
And Bobo the Bear.
Yes.
And
we'll hold it for next week.
Yeah. It might be Scooter, though, because it's the first week kind of summer. For whatever reason, that makes sense to me. I don't know. Maybe he's right. It'd be funnier if Clocky was right 2 weeks in a row, though.
I would get a little scared.
And then you did see Uncle Deadly from Bailey. All right, let's move right along. We found out just a couple hours ago that the opening day for Disney Starlight The new nighttime parade at Walt Disney World is going to be on July 20th. We also got to see the finale unit or concept art for it. And it's basically, I'm going to say it's an updated electrical parade. It's not a highlight reel because it does have stuff that's not in the electrical parade, but it definitely is an homage to the Main Street electrical parade. Yeah, we do need to make the list. I was actually going to make a graphic of that, Bailey, but I haven't done it yet.
We have a list somewhere.
But the Disney Starlight parade, July 20th, we got to hear the music first. We learned a little bit about the thought process behind the parade and designing the parade. And we get to see the merchandise for the parade, which amazing. There's merchandise for this parade, which it shows, I think, how long they expect it to stay around. Because we don't have merchandise for Paint the Night, I don't think. I feel like we did finally get merchandise again for the last time Main Street Electrical Parade came by. And if I recall, was it only for Magic Key holders?
That button-down shirt?
Yeah. There might have been a t-shirt too, and it sold out super fast. But
the children long for an electrical parade.
Everybody loves electric. Like, there's few things more quintessential summer at a Disney park than a nighttime electrical parade.
Fingers crossed I get to see Tokyo Dreamlights this week.
For the weather, next week.
This week, next week.
Big difference. But what do you think of this parade, what you're seeing so far?
I think it looks great. Am I slightly disappointed that they're not using Starlight by Taylor Swift? Yeah, I am, actually. But
okay.
I think the music is great. I think the music feels correct. I mean, there's no Baroque hoedown. As far as we know, they did say there are going to be musical nods to things of the past. I think everything about this, like, it looks beautiful. It reminds me of some of our Magic Happens PM version.
Oh, yeah, I can see that. But with more lights.
But with way more lights. And it definitely is reminiscent of Paint. It's reminiscent of EP. All of those things are a very good sign to me.
And even more so, though, because they were saying that apparently the choreography for dancing, the lights on the costume, and the lights on the floats are all interlinked.
Which is a lot of work.
Yeah, because I don't think we get that with Paint the Night, do we? Like, we get costumes that light up, but we don't have, like, the necessarily, like, synchronized, I guess, costumes with lights.
Things on the floats, but the lights themselves are pretty...
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. I think that'll be very cool.
I did say that was actually the one bummer for Paint the Night, is that I can't have light bulbs just, like, fly off at me.
True. Thank you, Clocky. I'm very optimistic about the music. I thought it was very catchy, and it was very, like... It's an earworm, and it's kind of got a classic feel. It's got that Disney magic feel to it. It's something that I feel like can last many years. Walt Disney World, I generally think, do a pretty good job at coming up with music that has that kind of, like, all ages are going to enjoy it music. Like, it's not too young, it's not too old. It's right in that sweet spot of, like, everybody's going to enjoy this. I'm also curious which songs they pick from the different stories that are being represented in the parade. So, like, Asha's in one of it, like, from Wish. So my brain immediately went to, oh, you're a star.
I hope so.
That would be such a fun, and Disney Starlight, like, if that's the theme, like, that is such a charming, I think that's my favorite part of that movie.
It's my favorite part of that movie.
That wasn't my favorite movie, but it has moments that are really great.
It's a shame because I love Chris Pine.
And then they have Coco, they have Moana, they have Encanto. What else am I missing? Frozen. Princess and the Frog are part... Is that right? Or is it Tangled and Rapunzel?
Tangled and Rapunzel?
Or Tangled and Flynn.
Tangled?
Rapunzel and Flynn. Yeah.
I love Princess Tangled. She's my favorite princess.
That's what happens when you don't just use the name for the title.
Frozen? There's no Princess Frozen.
There's no princess left in Frozen.
You're not wrong. Anyway, That was good. That was really funny. I appreciate that.
I know, because I watched it countless times with my niece and nephew.
Well, the thing about your niece and nephew is that you got to alternate, at least.
Kind of.
Between Frozen 1 and Frozen 2.
And sometimes the holiday special.
And sometimes. That one's only like 23 minutes, though.
Yeah, not long enough.
So, yeah.
No, I'm curious what songs they'll use from the different stories. And I think that will be very fun to see.
Well, the fact that it's Mirabel and Isabella is, I feel like we're going to get What Else Can I Do?
Okay. Which has been a popular... Didn't they just use that for... what did they just use it in?
I don't know.
I feel like that's been used recently.
What else can I do? Bring it in, bring it in. Because I don't think they would, like...
Yeah, I don't know what they would do. Yeah,
well,
I feel
the
like
fact that Isabella's there, I'm like, okay, there's...
That makes... That is very possible.
That's my guess for there. When will my life begin, potentially, for Tangled?
Mm-hmm. Unless they try to lean into the stars and the lights thing, and then it would be At Last I See the Light.
But that's not, like...
You could make it cinematic and
I mean,
big.
sure.
Like, that one you can do anything with.
Probably... I hope it's not Remember Me for Coco. I hope it's, like, The World Es Mi Familia, or...
I feel like that would make sense to me.
Yeah. I don't know. That's...
And it'll be interesting to see if the finale floats, since it has multiple stories, if it's kind of a medley of several songs. Or is it just the main theme song, and that has words now that we haven't heard yet?
That would actually be... Well, it does in Wondrous Journeys. You should come see it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you should. All right. Because you can never have too much Muppets, we're going to talk about them again.
Thanks, Daddy. Mr. Daps. Thank you, Mr. Daps. Thanks, man.
And it worked 2 times. We're on a
Wow,
roll.
that's amazing.
All right, Kermit the Frog gave the commencement speech for the University of Maryland last week. And I thought it was worth bringing up. 1, because it's cool.
Did he get an honorary doctorate?
2, because it's Muppets. Apparently he already had one. He was wearing the, I think it was Doctorate of Philosophy, which makes sense.
No, they give it to you if you are speaking.
A Doctorate of Philosophy?
No. If you are speaking and they're granting you an honorary doctorate, they give it to you.
Oh, I don't remember reading about that. So I'm wondering if he was already given an honorary doctorate at some other point.
Because Taylor Swift has an honorary doctorate.
Yeah, a lot of people do. So does Bob Iger.
Yeah.
He just got one.
You know who else got one? Disney legend and Dr. Martha Blanding.
True. Anyway, back to Kermit the Frog.
Yeah, Kermit.
Yes. Spoke at this commencement ceremony. A lot of it was about coming together and doing things together and building each other up, which was fantastic. But it got me thinking. Let's say you could have a Muppet at your commencement speech. Mm-hmm. You can no longer have Kermit because he just did it. So he's off the books for a while.
Easy.
Who would you pick?
Gonzo.
Oh, okay.
Easy.
Okay.
Gonzo's going to tell you that you need to shoot for your dreams. That you need to be courageous. And sometimes it's okay to be a little chicken.
That was well done.
Thank you.
I hadn't actually thought about who.
Muppets hire me. That was really good.
There you go. Yeah, that's pretty good. I don't think we'd want Joe from Legal.
He would give a very important speech.
I feel like him and Sam Eagle, though, would be a very funny duo to go do something. Like, give them a mission that's out of the realm of Legal and, like, just be like, go do this thing. Like, it would be a very funny buddy movie.
I mean, Sam Eagle is a professor?
Depends on where you're going.
Muppet Christmas Carol.
Yeah, I figured that's where it was. But
Business.
that's a story they're doing. I don't know. But
so who would you've had enough time to stall. Who would you say?
I mean, the best speech would probably come from Walter.
Aww.
Because he's got the heart and the... Like, he's kind of got the spirit of the Muppets, and he came into it the hard way. I love the idea of Dr. Teeth talking to Clocky's Dental College.
Ooh,
like,
yeah.
That is such a huge win. Like, that would be That's a home run.
Easy.
I also think Fozzie Bear would be amazing.
Mm.
I don't know how good of a speech it would be, but it would be ridiculously awkward and fun, and it would be memorable. Yeah. Miss Piggy, probably not such a good idea.
She's only talking about herself.
Mm-hmm.
And you better give her an honorary doctorate.
Robin would be really good. Like Robin would be fantastic, I think. Scooter would probably be okay.
Scooter's a Nepo baby. Scooter can't give me an address at my college graduation ceremony.
Okay, well,
I'm so sorry to Nepo babies. I'm so sorry to Scooter. Scooter's a Nepo baby.
Okay.
We have to admit that.
Okay.
Not Rizzo the Rat.
That would be kind of funny, actually. No, I think I would like to talk about. I'd like to hear Fozzie.
That's good.
I think he would have some terrible humor, but it would also be fun. And you do have to have Walter and Statler off to the side.
I actually just thought about who the most like touching would be. The speaker.
Okay.
Meep, 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 meep,
Okay.
meep, 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 meep.
There you go.
I
All right, let us
know.
know in the comments who else you think should be. Let's move right along. Goofy had his birthday this last week. In fact, it was on Sunday. We visited him. And it brought up the question for me. He's done many things. He's been in cartoons. He was on a TV show. He's been in a movie. What would you like to see Goofy do next?
Well, now I can't say go to Epcot.
True. Cool Kid Summer.
Cool Kid Summer, which is like every summer for me. Every summer is Cool Kid Summer. That would actually, yeah, Fozzie had a mascot college.
Like the obvious one is Goofy movie 2.
I don't think that's all. Well, technically, Daps. Not even technically. There is a sequel.
I have not seen. Oh, there is a sequel, isn't there?
An extremely Goofy movie?
That's true. So Goofy 3.
Where he gets a girlfriend?
I forgot about that. I think I've only seen it once.
And they disco?
I remember that part.
His girlfriend's a librarian at the college?
Oh, I do remember that.
Because it's Max goes to college?
So what if Max is married and has his own kid and Goofy becomes a grandpa?
Oh, that'd be kind of cute.
I think
if it was right. If the story was there.
Instead of it being a Goofy movie, would it be a Goofy family? A Goofy family movie? It'd be like the Brady Bunch family, like the later movies when they came back.
Thank you, Etsy.
I have not seen that in so long.
It's actually the one I grew up watching more.
I think I saw it on Disney Channel once, but
like I definitely saw an extremely Goofy movie more than I saw a Goofy movie.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Or do you do a Goofy origin story?
No origin stories.
You don't want to be like
Goofy is a puppy?
Oh no, I was actually thinking about how he actually was born a Sith dog and then he came to the light side.
Not the Darth dog.
Yeah.
He was Vader for Star Wars weekends.
That's where I'm going.
See, and that was when he said a very goofy family. I was like, a very goofy family vacation was like where my brain went.
You know what you could be?
So it'd be like a National Lampoon.
They could all be in London and they have to get home for Christmas. But along the way, they have problems. Oh, wait, that's another family's movie. Do you see what I did there?
Do you see how hard I'm blinking at him?
Do you know what movie that is? Do you know? You don't know, do you?
Why are you doing this on the show? Why are you?
That is the pitch. No, because this is funny.
No, why are you antagonizing me?
Because it's all connected.
This isn't funny.
Give me the opening. This is the pitch for the Jonas Brothers untitled Christmas movie that comes to Disney Plus this year. That's the whole movie, from London to New York, and I'm convinced that is why they're also doing Celebrate Happy everywhere you can find it.
So it's basically Home Alone.
A Goofy Christmas movie would be good. Yeah, I don't actually understand it completely because in my head, if you're going from London to New York,
that's not hard.
That's one plane ride.
That's literally like, and it's what, 5 hours? Unless
I messed it up somehow, but I'm pretty sure it's London. I'm sure it'll be like, oh, we're singing on a plane, or oh, we got stuck in Iceland or something. I don't know. It'll be.
It'll be my flight got canceled.
We'll watch it. It'll be fun.
Also kind of the Big Time Rush movie. Oh.
Okay. Esplanade music.
I have opinions.
Oh, good.
I have opinions.
Okay. What are your... Well, let's do the setup first.
Let's talk about it first.
So, with the start of Disneyland 70th... Disneyland Resort 70th celebration, they had music box music playing in the Esplanade 24 hours a day, or as much as you could hear it. And then last week, at the beginning of the week, the music switched to kind of a... I don't know. It's
best of the Disneyland Resort.
Best of the Disneyland Resort, with also some nods to Walt Disney World. Because I think there's a song from the Country Bear Musical Jamboree there.
I have not heard that.
In the lobby. It's the lobby music.
Weird.
Yes. If I heard it correctly.
It also seems like a much longer loop now.
It is a much long... I think it is. I feel like it's a full hour.
Because the music box loop was...
A little bit over a half hour.
I was going to say 30, 45 minutes.
I think it's like 34 minutes or something. Maybe 32. But, so they add this new loop that has a bunch of music from around the Disneyland Resort through the years, including Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow, I heard yesterday. And then it's also got like the new Rainbow Connection and Celebrate Happy. Like it's got new and old and really old. And then at like 10 o'clock at night, the music box music comes back. So what do you think of them doing a switched Esplanade, like cut Esplanade half and half show or a loop?
I have wonderful opinions about this.
Okay, great.
When they debuted the music box, I was very much like, I love this. This music is amazing. For 10 a.m., not amazing. Not great, not fun. I was like, what about the family's rope dropping? Immediate, like, I was like, nighttime music though, like post pyro, amazing. And it's like they heard me, because this new loop for daytime is super fun, super energetic. You're park hopping. You're like, oh man, it is a Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow. Like, you know what? This is fun. Soaring Over California. Anytime I can hear Soaring Over California.
Pirate's Life for me.
Like that is. But I think the energy stays high. And then when it needs to change, because at the end of the day, Disney is Disney curates the emotions they want you to feel. And so when you have this high energy music, you're that much more excited to get your day started in the parks. When you have this lower energy music, it's like, okay, winding down, whatever. So again, I love this music box music, and I love that it's only at nighttime now. I think it's so much better.
I'm also curious if there's a psychological component. Like, just as you were speaking, I was like, oh, I wonder if certain types of music get you to want to eat more, or to purchase food more, or I guess that's the same thing, or purchase merchandise more, or like, I'd be curious if there's a like a connection between the two. And that would be interesting. I do think that the more energetic music in the morning is a better idea, because it helps you get going. Because sometimes coffee is just not enough when you're going into rope drop. Like, you need that hype, and you need that like moment where they're playing Celebrate Happy now at 8 o'clock as the park opens. And
I mean, it's Chalk Walk. Like Chalk Walk, they have that.
Yeah, they hype you up.
Hyped music.
Yeah.
Because they want you to have fun and start waking up, and not like low energy.
Well, and to go back to Disney Starlight, I think it was a choreographer in an interview was talking about how their job really is to set the stage for your emotions. I'm paraphrasing, but like how the music and everything they're doing really is to create an emotional experience. And I think that's something that the Esplanade does. And really, I think that opportunity begins the moment you pull up to the parking structure. So like, think of years ago when you had the big Disneyland sign when you drove up on Harbor. That was setting the stage for what you were going to see, and you're like, oh, this is big, this is exciting, this is awesome. And now you have the I guess it's more of like a confetti coming out of a whatever thing happening. And and that's starting to set that stage of like, oh, you're in the Disney realm. And when you get out of your car, you have Disney music playing in that area before you get on the trams, and that continues on the tram into the Esplanade, which is now more upbeat music. And so all of that is drawing you into this Disney experience more and more, so that by the time you get on Main Street or Buena Vista Street, you're like, all right, let's do this thing. It is full on Disney. And I think Disney is at its best when every one of those opportune moments are like they swing for the fences with them. So you have that amazing welcome when you get to the parking, like when you're at the parking booth, and then you have the guy, there's this guy that waves in Pixar, the Pixar Pals parking structure. He's the nicest guy. And I've had people like do the pointing at their necks, like, and smile because they see my bow tie. And like, when you get those moments as you're going into the park, those are, I would almost call them deposits of pixie dust that are creating that much more magic. That's building that up for by the time you get to your first ride, you're already having the best day ever. And that's something that I think only Disney can do, and in a way that that really changes people more, because we've all been to places where maybe you went to a baseball game and you're like, oh, this was a nice experience, but it's not magical. Or you go to another theme park and it's like, oh, this was a blast. It's not magical though. Like, there's very few companies in the world that can create that truly magical experience, and Disney's at its best when it starts from the get-go. Like, that's what I loved about Magical Express at Walt Disney World, is you were getting that Disney magic the moment you got off the plane. You saw the Disney store in the airport, you went downstairs and they're ready to greet you, and their smiles and all of that stuff too. And you got to get rid of your luggage. Like, you didn't have to worry about that. That was double win.
That was so nice.
But I do think that is something that only Disney can do, and creates a incredible atmosphere and experience, and the Esplanade music's part of that. And on the flip side, after you've had all of that really exciting music going in, after fireworks, especially if you have kids, probably nice to start winding them down if they're not already asleep. Like, how many times do you see the kid draped over the shoulder or in the stroller completely out, and as you're going out there, if Indiana Jones was playing at 11 o'clock at night, might get their attention. However, Star Wars music box, they're not even going to know it's Star Wars. They're just going to sleep, and they're going to go through, and it'll be not a huge deal. So anyway, I think it's a wise way to do it. I think it's a smart way to do it. I think it's a really good mix of both now. It'll be interesting to see if after the 70th, if they continue to do daytime and nighttime music, because they've mixed it up in Downtown Disney for years. And I personally love the morning music in Downtown Disney. Like, it's just happy, cheery Disney music, which now leads into more happy, cheery Disney music. But it'll be interesting to see what comes next.
I agree.
I give it 2 thumbs up now, though.
Same.
Yeah. All right. It is Geeks Corner Plus time. If you have any questions or comments, throw them into the comments, and we will stick around for a couple more minutes. And then we will be saying adieu. And next week, absolutely. And then next week will be a very different show. We will keep that tease for you. Right? You're like, I don't know. I have a plan. Don't worry. It's all good. Did we get through everything? Yeah, we did get through everything. But I don't see anything popping up in the chat, so this might be super easy, huh? All right, Katie, what should people do? You
should go to dapsmagic.com, check out all the Disney and geek news as it happens. You should subscribe to our mailing list so that you don't miss any of the news. And you should also go to patreon.com/dapsmagic if like no other time than right now, because
wink, wink.
There's going to be some
nudge,
really
nudge.
cool stuff happening over there. So like, that's just me. That's just one guy's opinion. That is one Daps Magic Patreon subscriber's opinion.
Very cool. Also, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss any of the upcoming videos that we have, and a lot of them are coming up in the next couple of weeks and beyond. And to answer your question really quickly, what are we looking forward to next week?
Food.
Extra Disney magic. But that is all the time we have for you this week, so we will see you round the corner.
Bye.